Good morning, my people. This is Pastor Kyle, and today is day 12 of What God Said to Me Today. And today we are reading from Matthew chapter 12. And it's an exciting day. It's the Lord's Day, so we have church later on. So I had to make sure I got my video out to you before we prepare for service. So Matthew chapter 12, I think the number one thing God is communicating here and what we're seeing is that we need to be very mindful that we don't get caught up in religion. And so, the first thing or the first thought that God gave me is from verse 7, when you see Jesus saying that he desires mercy and not sacrifice. And this is in response to the Pharisees arguing with him about his disciples who are hungry, eating and pulling grain. And they're saying it's not legal or it's not lawful to do this on the Sabbath. And Jesus is like, listen, it's not about your religious procedure, your religious rules right now. They're hungry, they need to eat. Then Jesus heals the man, and then they come at him again, and they're talking about not being lawful to heal on the Sabbath. And again, you think, these are people who are supposed to know everything about God, but they're more concerned with the rules rather than obeying the God in the flesh, but also the need of the person that's immediate right now. And so you see how it's very easy for us to slip into this religious behavior. Many times we look at the Pharisees and we're like, oh yeah, that's just them. But we can become those people where there are people that have basic needs of love, basic material needs, or maybe they're new converts, they come to church and they don't necessarily fit into our behaviors or customs, and we want to judge that more than the need they have. Can we produce love? Can we produce fruits of, holiness? Can we just love these people and help them? And so the thing we need to be mindful of, and what God is reminding me about, is definitely making sure we check our heart and make sure we don't slip into religiousness. Two more verses, verse 26 and 27, it gets really dark because now the Pharisees start trying to accuse Jesus of being possessed by the devil. And they commit what we call the unpardonable sin, which is they blaspheme the Holy Spirit. And the unpardonable sin simply means you can't be redeemed here. Where now you're so religious, you're starting to question everything God is doing. And so the reminder on what God spoke to me about today is to not become religious and make sure that I look at my mercy that I'm giving. 1 Corinthians 13, the chapter of love, just reminds us of the fruits that we're supposed to produce rather than it just being about the rules and regulations we follow. So what God said to me today, number one thing, don't be religious, make sure I show love. What did he say to you? Make sure you do your reading today. Leave your comment on what God put upon your heart today in the comment section, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good service. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.